everyone, welcome to Ukraine Today. We're in Warsaw, joined by the Ambassador of Ukraine to the Republic of Poland and former Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Andrii Deshchytsia. Mr. Deshchytsia, thank you for coming. You have been working in Warsaw almost for a year. You started here with the government of Ewa Kopacz and Komorowski as the president, and now you're carrying on your mission with the new parliament and the future government, which would be formed by the Law and Justice Party. So how could you estimate this year of Poland-Ukraine relations? Do you see the transformation of Poland's views on Ukraine and changes in perceptions of Ukrainians here?
First of all, I'm glad to talk to you and the viewers of the UA Today, and I'm glad that UA Today is now present in some of the Polish TV cable channels and hotels. And I hope it will be more popular and will spread all over the Poland. And which shows also the interest of Polish society to what is happening in Ukraine and need to provide this information to the Polish viewers and Polish society and Polish people. I think that during this year that passed since I am in Poland, the relations were very dynamic, and the President Komorowski and the government of Mrs. Kopacz was very supportive of Ukraine, not only in sense of military, security, financial, humanitarian support, but what's very important, the political and diplomatic support. And I believe that this trend will continue with the change of the president of Poland and the change of the government. I think that these relations that were established, that are grounded on the need to an understanding of importance of both countries for the regional stability and for the European stability, for European integration, will dominate in our bilateral relations.
You might know that the number of supporters of right-wing parties is increasing in Poland, and some politicians oppose connections with Ukraine. For example, the party Cookies 15, which set the third place in these parliamentary elections. So, do you see that Ukrainian officials in Kiev feel this tendency? What can we do with that?
You know, it's the right-wing parties becoming more popular in European political arena because of the problems the European Union have, for example, with problem with the refugees. And they are becoming popular. But when the situation is more stable and the more predictable and the economic development is more effective, then the right-wing parties is not so popular. But we have to live with this, and we have to accept the reality, and we have to understand that sometimes these political right-wing political parties, not only in Poland, also in Ukraine, but in other European countries, are very much populistic. So the things that they present during the election campaign, not necessarily became the official policy of the government, even if they are part of the government. However, we have to be cautious about this, about the tendency and about the tendency to overshadow the more important topics in bilateral agenda, such as European integration or regional security, with the historical issues. So I think that we have to be open for such a discussion. We are open and we are ready to discuss the historical issues if our Polish partners will want to do so. But I think that we have enough instruments where these issues can be discussed, not necessarily on the official level, governmental level, but on the level of experts first of all.
Could you say that Poland is still an advocate for Ukraine as it used to be? Don't you think that Poland is tired of Ukraine because of this conflict in Donbass and increasing number of Ukrainians coming here?
You know, of course, the dynamic of this support is not so intensive as it used to be half a year ago. But it's also very understandable because Poland was very much, or political parties in Poland were very much involved in the internal political debate and election process. Half a year ago there was a presidential campaign, now the parliamentarian elections. So it's naturally that people are much more concentrated on the election campaign than in supporting other countries. The other thing also we have to take into account that the Ukrainian issue is not so hot now in the international media. To some extent it is good, because it also shows the situation in eastern Ukraine is much more stable and the Minsk agreements are in the process of fulfilling. And of course, Poland, as other countries in Europe, is expecting now more to see in conducting reforms than in real warfare issues. And it's now up to us, if we will show that Ukraine can tackle the corruption, the problems with the decentralization, also with the constitutional reform, and we would be able to show that Ukraine is the place where Polish companies can invest and the Polish people can go for tourism, then of course the interest to Ukraine will grow. But it's now up to us to show that we are a reliable partner and the country that is developing.
President Duda said that Poland doesn't want Ukraine to have frozen conflict in Donbass. There were a lot of talks about sending weapons from Poland to Ukraine. Is this issue still on the agenda?
So the issue of military cooperation between Ukraine and Poland is on the agenda, of course, and will be. And I am glad that we have a very good example of such a cooperation. A very practical one is the Lithuanian Polish-Ukrainian brigade, which I recently visited in Lublin, and which was established and now finally functioning in reality, not on the papers or declarations of the politicians. They are supposed to reach their full operational capacity in a year, but the 8 Ukrainian officers are already having trainings in Lublin together with their Polish and Lithuanian colleagues on the NATO standards. So this is our adjustment to the new reality, to the new cooperation with Poland, with Lithuania, with other NATO countries. And the military cooperation between the military-industrial complex is very well developed, and our companies have signed many contracts with Polish colleagues. It's not necessary to talk about this very publicly if there is no war now, and everyone is glad that there are no casualties and no exchange of fires at this moment. There is no exchange of fires at this moment, and we all hope that this cooperation will be more effective if we will concentrate on training and preparing ourselves for possible aggression than fighting aggressions at the same time.
What is the main goal for you as for the ambassador being here? Maybe before coming to Poland you set a task for yourself as, if I've done that, my mission will be completed and well done.
Okay, I think that my goal would be if Ukrainian and Polish people would be easily traveling to each other and talk to each other. That would be the goal. But how to achieve this? There are few steps, mechanisms how to do this, and something was accomplished so far. I'm glad that finally we signed the agreement between Poland and Ukraine on the use of Polish credit of 100 million euros for modernization of the transborder infrastructure. And I believe it will be one of the steps how we can help Ukrainian and Polish tourists to people, business tourists, scholars, students who are traveling between Ukraine and Poland to cross the border without problems. That's one of the tasks.
Mr. Deshchytsia, thank you a lot for finding time to talk to us.
Thank you.
I'm Margarita Sytnik, together with the ambassador of Ukraine to the Republic of Poland, Andrii Deshchytsia, from Warsaw.